Recently, I was outside reading and stopped for a moment because it was so beautiful. Perfect temperature, clear blue sky, gentle breeze, and I was just sitting there enjoying the moment. And then I was distracted by the contrail of a jet flying many miles above me and just kind of curious about where they were going and what they were doing. And anyway, so as I was watching the contrail, something distracted me. It caught my eye and I tried to figure out what I was looking at, and I realized that the breeze was floating gently across a spider web. It was about 15 feet above me, and the sunlight was sparkling on its different structure, so that I could, after watching it a while, I could see the entire structure of this amazing spider web. And as I watched this spider web drift into somebody else's yard. And as I was watching it go away, I realized that I started thinking about the Sahara and then the Amazon. So today we're going down the rabbit hole of why I can't think of the Sahara without thinking about the Amazon. What is it about the Sahara Desert that prompts me to think of the Amazon? The Sahara is the largest desert in the world and is about the size of the United States. For millions of years, it was located down near the South Pole. But because of plate tectonics, and we've talked about that before, it is now about 2,300 miles north of the equator. German explorer Heinrich Barth, who lived from 1821 to 1865, yeah, he died pretty young, had spent 5 years studying the Sahara. Barth is considered one of the greatest European explorers of Africa of all time because of his scholarly preparation before he even went to Africa. He studied African languages. He learned how to speak and write fluently in Arabic. And it was just an amazing preparation. Well, it makes me think how brilliant he was, that he knew English, he knew German, a variety of African languages, including Arabic. Mind-blowing, amazing man. And that way, he could document carefully with details the cultures of Africa that he visited, and he was able and valued oral histories of these people, which he then collected many of. After his return to London, Barth wrote and published accounts of his travels, simultaneously writing in German and English, which is amazing to me. And it is titled Travels and Discoveries in North and Central Africa, which created 5 volumes. The volumes include colored plates of pictures based on his original sketches. His work is considered one of the finest of its kind, and Charles Darwin cites his discoveries in his writings. Barth discovered cave paintings and carvings that included humans, gazelles, giraffes, and hippos in Central Sahara Desert at the Mesic Plateau region of Libya. Go look at pictures of Libya. Really sandy. Barth also published accounts which are still being used by historians of Africa, and his writings remain an important scientific work on African cultures of the age. It also provided the first evidence by a European that the Sahara had once been a savanna. What's the difference between a desert and a savanna? Savannas aren't deserts. A savanna has a warm climate with a rainy season and a dry season. It has large grasslands with scattered trees and shrubs. The savanna is also home to many different kinds of animals, including zebras, giraffes, lions, and elephants. A desert has a very dry climate with very little moisture or rainfall. Hugh John Llewellyn Beadnell was a British paleontologist who lived from 1874 to 1944. He discovered the fossil beds of Wadi al-Hatan during the winter of 1902 and 1903. In Egyptian Arabic, Wadi means a valley, and Hitan means whale, Valley of the Whales. This location was also named Mountain of Hell because of the intense heat. This is where massively large skulls and other remains of fossil whales. Wadi Hitan is about a 3-hour drive southwest of Cairo. It was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in July of 2005. More than 1,000 individual whale fossils have been found there. They have also found fossils of sharks, crocodiles, sawfish, turtles, and even a primitive elephant. Some are so well preserved that even stomach contents have remained intact for the scientists to study. Whale fossils found at Wadi Hitan are the most complete than anywhere else in the world. You can conclude by the massive size of these fossils that the sea they were swimming in must have also been massive. You can Google pictures of some of these fossils looking like they're swimming in the sand. It's just amazing. Other fossils found in the Sahara include giant catfish, which are 6.5 feet long, massive crocodiles weighing 6,500 pounds, and 32 feet long, think of the size of a bus. Pterosaurs, which are flying carnivorous reptiles. Some in the world have been found that were as large as an F-16 fighter jet. And one of the skulls found there was 4.5 feet long. Just the skull was almost as tall as a man. And also found there was a Spinosaurus. Think of the dinosaurs you've seen that has the large fin that goes down his spine, or their spine. It's crazy. So this Spinosaurus with the fin was found to be 50 feet long, and they estimated the weight at about 15,000 pounds. Carbon dating estimates these fossils are about 37 million years old. In 1925, Hungarian, remember that, Count Lazio de Almasi lived from 1895 to 1951, again, pretty young. The movie The English Patient was compassionately and creatively based on his life, though they changed him from being Hungarian to English. So anyway, so it was based on his life. So he lived a very interesting life. He found in Egypt's southern desert what is called the Cave of Swimmers in Wadi Sura, or Valley of the Pictures. The cave is named due to the depictions of people with their limbs bent as if they're swimming. The drawings include giraffes and hippopotamus. They estimated to have been created as early as 10,000 years ago, when the Sahara was significantly greener and wetter than today. The Sahara greener and wetter than today? Have you ever heard of the Tethys Sea? It was located approximately where the Mediterranean Sea and northern Africa is today. But because of plate tectonics, it was much larger and probably located farther south. It is believed that over time and much shifting of the tectonic plates, the Tethys Sea reduced in size. So now fast forward to about 15,000 years ago, when it was the beginning of the last, what is known as the last period of the African humid period, or the Green Sahara period. So what does this mean? And what does it have to do with the Amazon? Well, to get there, we need to understand the Milankovitch cycles. Join me next time when we go down the rabbit hole of the Milankovitch cycles, which include eccentricity, obliquity, and wobble, which will better explain why the Sahara leads me to the Amazon. Thanks for spending this time with me. Please join me next time when Granny goes down the rabbit hole. Please subscribe and share. Thank you.